Bonsoir! I'm the Mademoiselle and ça c'est deuxième Chanel, and as you guys can tell by the title, we are going to be doing Voodoo Myths Debunked. Now, I've been meaning to do this video for a grip because there's so many things that you guys ask me all the time in the comment section, as well as on Instagram and in my email, and I just be like, you know what, we're just gonna make a dedicated video and we're gonna talk about like some things that should be common sense but obviously are not common sense because, you know, Hollywood and the white people that done came to Haiti and just, you know, started making shit up and saying that we were devil worshiping and doing a bunch of shit that was not what it was. Okay, so first things first, make sure you guys like, subscribe, drop me a comment, and yeah, could we get me to 100K this year on this channel? I would love to get me a second plaque. If you guys are not aware, I do have technically 4 channels, but I didn't start posting on the 4th channel yet. But check out my other channels. Everything is linked down below. If you guys do like my shirt, it says pour le pays, pour les ancêtres, okay? For the country and for the ancestors. Please make sure you guys go shop my merch. I'm sure there's something that you guys will like. If you guys have not listened to my first ever compa single, it is now on all streaming platforms. I will appreciate it so much if you do. You guys keep asking me for a music video. One day, I don't know, one day, but yeah, let's get into it. So of course, the first myth is all Haitian people practice voodoo. No, all Haitian people do not practice voodoo. However, I will say probably all Haitian people do have a loi or some sort of spirit team that may be voodoo involved or have some sort of mystique or magic. Even if some way, somehow along the way, they denounced it one way or another. These spirits will always be attached to you. They will always guide you. They will always be with you one way or another. Of course, following that, I have to touch on my Louisiana cousins, okay? It is a common misconception that all people from Louisiana practice voodoo. That is also false, okay? I cannot tell you how many people think that just because I'm Haitian, I practice voodoo, or just because someone's from Louisiana, specifically from New Orleans, that they practice voodoo. And it's like, no. Just like with the whole Haitian explanation, there's a majority of people who are from Louisiana that do have specific loi and deities attached to them, specifically because it is in their lineage. Someone in their family practiced, someone in their family did serve a loi, therefore that loi protects their family. But that doesn't necessarily mean that that person practices. Of course, this is my favorite. Voodoo is evil. Voodoo is not evil. Voodoo is not witchcraft, and voodoo is not black magic. Okay, get that out of your head. I've talked about this numerous times on my channel, but just in case you are new here, all of those principles are actually completely different. So witchcraft is completely different from voodoo, and black magic is a completely different principle from voodoo. Understand that, learn it, and do your own research, okay? Because if I try to tell you guys all the differences, you will literally be sitting here for hours and hours, okay? All 3 of those things are completely different and do not work in conjunction with one another at all. I personally blame Hollywood for having people believe that some way, somehow all of those things work together, when in actuality, those are 3 completely separate things. A lot of people do use black magic in conjunction with voodoo to do bad things to people, just like a lot of people do use black magic in conjunction with witchcraft to do really bad things to people. However, 3 completely separate things. Voodoo practitioners do not believe in God. Yes, voodoo practitioners actually do believe in God. Now, this is actually subjective. Haitian voodoo practitioners actually do believe in God. Now, there's actually different forms of voodoo. However, there is a type of voodoo that actually does not require you to believe in God at all. I do not talk about that type of voodoo on my channel, specifically because I'm Haitian, so I talk about Haitian voodoo. And also because I'm not well versed in that at all. Some of you guys can tap down below because there are some of you guys that know about that voodoo way more than me, and y'all sometimes be educating me and I'll be learning so many things. So tap down below. As I'm making this video, it is completely left my mind specifically what type of voodoo that is. There's different types of voodoo, and the most primitive form does not require you to believe in God, or specifically the Christian God, I should say, the monotheistic God that we all know, love, and worship, okay, so to speak. And that doesn't necessarily mean you're a bad person. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're atheists. I would be sitting here explaining that for a very, very long time. I just started to understand that principle. Again, for those of you guys who understand it way more than me, please comment down below so you guys can explain to the people. But for the most part, when it comes to Haitian voodoo, Haitian voodooists and voodoo practitioners actually do believe in God. So it's very interesting to me when people come across Haitians and African people who do voodoo and they're like, oh my God, you're demonic. Why don't you follow the Lord? And it's like, you guys are so fucking stupid and so fucking ignorant, because they do believe in the Lord. Even when you come across the people who, you know, do Santeria and Obia and stuff, and it's like, bro, they all believe in God for the most part, from what I understand. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Like they do all believe in God. When I looked into it, all of their religions typically do follow the principles of God. That brings me to my next point, okay? A lot of people make the common misconception and believe in the myth that if you follow voodoo and other religions that is not Christianity, okay, or any of the branches, that means that you worship multiple gods. Jesus Christ, it's just so sad that we're in 2024 and Google's not a friend anymore, okay? Loi, Orisha, and deities are not gods. I will say, I've probably even made the mistake, and I apologize deeply, of saying this is the god of this. This is what we worship for that. However, they are not gods, okay? They are Loi, Orishas, and deities, okay? They are second to God. They help God. They are literally here to help us on earth to our missions, through our journeys, and basically help us get closer to God. That's why I said earlier that in specifically when it comes to like Haitian voodoo, like Obia, Santeria, stuff like that, they usually believe in God, because technically their practice puts the Loi, Orisha, deities, etc. next to God. The other ones, I don't know how that works. I don't know how that works. Okay, I really don't. I don't know how that works. But it's funny because like my dad, believe it or not, is actually atheist. All right, my dad's atheist. He don't believe in God at all. So he actually falls under one of those voodooists who actually does not believe in God. Right. So essentially, it's one of those things where you don't necessarily have to. Everybody has their own personal practices, but the way traditional voodoo, the way traditional Haitian voodoo works, and a lot of these other practices is the Loi are second to God. It's God first, then it's the Loi. They're supposed to help you throughout your journey, supposed to help you throughout life. You are literally supposed to call on God, then you call on them. They are not supposed to replace God in any circumstances. You're not worshiping them. You're serving them. You're not worshiping them. Two separate things. You are worshiping God. You're serving the Loi. Voodoo is magic. Subjective. You are the magic. That's the best way for me to explain it. And I feel like, again, subjective. I feel like that's more of a personal opinion than a true false. That's why I said subjective. A lot of people like to rely on voodoo, witchcraft, and other practices as, oh, this is magic. This is going to save my life. I could do this. I could hex this. I could make this person fall in love with me, da, 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 da. But what you need to understand is the power is within you. It's not necessarily what you practice. It's not necessarily what you say or what you do. It's all about you. You can literally do whatever it is that you want and believe in this higher this higher that. If you are not doing what you need to do in life, and if you are not believing that you are the true power, you're not going to go anywhere. Voodoo is a lifestyle, a religion, a culture, a practice. It's so many things in one. And once you start believing yourself, that is the magic. Voodoo dolls, puppets, and other voodoo tools are automatically powered as soon as you get them. That is absolutely false. Again, the magic is within you. A lot of people make the mistake of just buying a voodoo doll and thinking, yes, I have the power. Let me just stick a needle in it and my enemy will be cast. No, that's not how that works. Again, technically, you have to charge things with your own energy, right? You can't just necessarily go get something and be like, okay, let me just throw this shit at this bitch. A lot of things have to do with your intention, okay? A lot of things have to do with what the power you put behind it. It's not enough to just go buy a little trinket, a little keychain from a Louisiana gift store and be like, oh, okay, well, yep, now I got the power now. Oh, well, okay, now this is luck. Okay, this says it's luck. Like, those things are just like cute. Like, they're just cute, lucky little charms. Like, if you're not like charging it with your own power, your own divination, and your own intent, it's not really gonna do anything for you. Now, fun fact about voodoo dolls is actually the term voodoo doll actually does not come from voodoo at all. It was actually invented by an American writer after hearing that voodoo was witchcraft. Funny, right? That's why I be telling people, look things up. Voodoo is a closed practice. Now, Haitian voodoo, yes, is a closed practice. This is subjective. Let me say subjective, because, you know, the white people be having their feelings hurt every single time I say this. And depending on what type of voodooist you are, again, subjective. The people who are traditional voodooists that don't believe in God, the ones that are more omnist, technically I'm an omnist, I just found out, but the people who more so are very fluid would be like, well, you know, the law don't know color and blah, 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 blah. I'm sorry, fuck that. I personally don't. And a lot of people would agree with me, while other people are like, no, because a lot of the law technically were established during the Haitian Revolution and killing and cutting white people's heads off. So doesn't make any sense. So it really depends. It's very subjective depending on the law or Orisha deity that you are working with, specifically because some of them cross over from Africa to Haiti. But again, it really depends on which voodoo we're talking about. It depends on which deity we're talking about. It depends on you as a person. But I do know there's sometimes you can enter Haitian voodoo or other voodoo cultures and practices through by proxy, right? So for me, my best friend, she's a witch, right? She's Colombian. So funny enough, so I gave her one of my voodoo dolls. So now one of my spirit guides protects her. Like, she just be sitting in her room all the time protecting her. And my best friend, she's always doing stupid shit. Okay, she's always doing stupid shit, like going to cemeteries. Honestly, doing stupid shit, okay? Witches, y'all already know witches. Y'all like to do very adventurous things. Women written on one way. I sit home, I chill, I talk to my altar, I talk to my spirit, I chill. I don't be doing none of that goofy shit. See, I'm a nigga, okay? But she's Colombian. She's, you know, but she's more on the little white girl side. She be doing little white girl crazy shit. No offense to my white girls, I love y'all, but y'all crazy. Okay, so when I give her stuff, and it happens a lot when I give people things, like if I actually truly love you and I give you something, my spirit guides will protect you. But that's also because I have a lot of them. I have like 18 with me consistently, right? So when I give someone something, my spirit guides often do protect them, right? So where was I going with this story? ADHD sucks. So in theory, if I were to become a mambo or a Haitian voodoo practitioner or voodooist or etc., I technically could invite her to the practice, right? If my spirit guides or my law would allow it. They tend to actually like her. It's funny enough, like anytime she's in danger, they're all the way over there with her. Like they actually like her, right? So it really depends. Like there's rare occasions where that happens. Like I've had a couple friends. I have a few people in my life that were Hispanic. And they were friends of Haitian people, like, because I grew up in a Haitian neighborhood and we had a lot of Hispanics, and some of them actually practice Haitian voodoo because they were invited into the practice by Haitians in the neighborhood. So it really does depend. Just like I actually know a few Haitians that do oh child, I could never say it, y'all. Please forgive me. The 21 Las Deviones, the Dominican voodoo. I know a lot of Haitians that do that instead of Haitian voodoo. So it really does depend. You could be invited to different practices by proxy. Now, by no means am I telling you, oh, go befriend a Dominican or a Haitian or a Nigerian person just to go be invited into their shit, because the spirits aren't stupid. They're gonna know that you're being a fake ass bitch just to use their spirits, okay? And also, I'm not saying that this is going to be the case for everyone. I'm not saying just because you become friends with someone, you're just going to be automatically invited into stuff, right? But I'm saying that it's just the way that a lot of people do get invited into certain closed practices. You need someone's hair in order to do voodoo on them. Y'all, this is really the most crock of caca that I've ever heard in my life, yo. And I blame Hollywood for this one. I will never forget the amount of emails and DMs I get from people like, hey, I think my ex, I think my sister, I think my brother, I think my cousin's trying to do voodoo on me. But you know, they can't do that, right? Because they don't have a lock of my hair. Silly rabbit. All they need is your name. I'm not joking. No, seriously, all they really need is your name, your birthday, and intention, to be quite honest with you. Sometimes they don't even need your birthday. All they really need is your name. If you really think that people just need your lock of hair in order to do something to you, child, you watch too much movies, okay? I really cannot. Like the other day, someone commented on my fucking videos and was like, witchcraft and Catholicism go hand in hand. Do you think those movies are like fake or whatever? And I'm like, yo, shut your bitch ass up. Like, what? Like, no, they do not. And you're offending millions of people just by that comment. And stop being ignorant. It's disgusting. All right? Like, oh my God. Like, no. You do not need someone's personal belongings to do voodoo on them. However, if you do have someone's personal belongings, it just makes the spell stronger. That's just really what it is. Having someone's personal belongings makes life a lot easier when it comes to casting a spell, or when it comes to throwing a hex, throwing a curse, healing them. It just makes it stronger. Do you necessarily need it? No. Anyone can call on any type of deity, Lwa, Orisha, God, or anything of the sort. No, you can't. Some spirits don't like being bothered, okay? And that's just fact. Regardless if we're talking about your grandmother that just died last week, or if we're talking about Hecate, okay? Some spirits literally only like being bothered for specific reasons, only like being called upon with specific offerings, and only like being called upon by their devotees that they choose, only like being called upon by devotees in their specific practices. You have to know these things before you go around playing around with shit that has nothing to do with you, okay? There's too many of y'all that literally watch too much TikTok, Google the first thing and think, oh, okay, well, I'm going to go and call Mami Wata in my closet because I love mermaids. That's not how the fuck this shit works, okay? You cannot go around just calling on spirits when you feel like it because you want them to make you rich, okay? This is not how this works. And of course, my favorite one, human sacrifices are very common. False, actually. Human sacrifices are actually against voodoo practices itself. However, I'm not saying they don't happen. I actually did do a video about human sacrifices, if I'm not mistaken. They happen for specific reasons and in dire circumstances, which I'm not going to go over in this video. I forgot what video I talked about it in. I'll probably try to remember to link it down below. But they're usually during black magic ceremonies, usually when we're talking about vengeance, when we're talking about killing somebody off, when we're talking about like restitution, like something like that. But it's kind of rare, even if we're talking about that. Like a human sacrifice is something like you can't go back from that. Like it's not, and even I don't even know how to explain that. Like if one does something like that, you're not gonna see it the way we're seeing like the animal sacrifices, like the way they're doing like the goats and the pigs and the chickens. It ain't gonna be like that. It's not like you guys see it in the Hollywood movies at all. All right, so yeah. And again, it's something that one is usually gonna lose their soul for. Okay, so if you're doing something like that, best believe it better be for a good fucking reason. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I missed a lot, okay? I don't know if I'll do a part 2 to this. I don't know. I'll think about it. But comment down below, what did I miss? What are some voodoo myths that have to be debunked? I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions down below. I cannot wait to read these. I love you guys so very much. Again, listen to my single, Get Your Merchandise. Follow all my other channels. Follow me on Instagram. And I'm going to see y'all next time.